Hello, Valiant fans, and welcome. I'm Tim Gallagher here alongside Manhattanville men's basketball coach Pat Scanlon. Pat, the team had a pretty good year last year. You made it into the conference playoffs for the first time in 5 years. So what can you tell us about the team this year as you really look to build off a good season and head into this year?
We're really excited about the team this year. We lost two really good players in Jack Bramswig and Colin Campbell, but we returned some guys that have really developed and come a long way. And we also feel like we brought in a wave of players who will help us and have helped us so far in practice. So we're really excited about what we have. We have a great schedule. We're home a lot. The conference is really good again this year. So a lot of reason for us to be optimistic.
You mentioned the players you lost last year, Colin Campbell and Jack Bramswig. Bramswig is a 1,000-point scorer for you and also known as the human highlight reel around here at Manhattanville. How do you replace a player like him, specifically in the front court?
You definitely don't replace him with one guy. When we were well aware of that coming into the season, you replace him with balance, and I think we brought in some guys who can help us with that. But we're going to rely on returning guys, Andrew Winter, Nico. We've got a host of guys. Juan Camacho, who had a good year last year, is somebody who should have an even better year this year. So there'll be a wave of guys, whether it's returning guys or new players, who have gotten better and who will step up into that role, and hopefully as a team we can fill his loss.
Talking about those veteran players, you bring in 7 freshmen this year. So how will these 7 freshmen mesh in with these veteran guys to really get going this season?
The freshmen have been really impressive. They're all capable of playing right away, and many of them will, if not almost all of them will. There's freshmen who have come in and helped our front court, like I said before, replacing Jack. But then there's also freshmen who provided depth to our backcourt, which we were already pretty excited about from a returning standpoint. So they brought in a wave of not just really good basketball ability, but they're all great kids. They all work really hard. They all have listened and learned and gotten better. And they're all just naturally competitive kids. So they fit in really well. And I think this is one of the best freshman classes we've had in a long time. I think, like I said, they're capable of playing right away, but they're also guys who are going to develop and be really good players for us for 4 years.
And you bring back your leading scorer this year, Anthony Maestre, also in the top 5 in the Freedom Conference in scoring. So other than Maestre, who can we really expect to put the ball in the basket this year?
Well, Ant's terrific, and we think Ant's one of the best players in the country, period. He's gotten better from last year. He's been one of our best players and one of the best players in the conference the last 2 years. But he's ready to take another step. Juan Camacho is somebody with a ton of ability. He's improved already a lot, and he still has room for growth. We just need him to take on that mentality that he is a great player, which he is. Other than that, we think there's a wave of guys. Connor Quigley is somebody who had a good year last year and is capable of even more. He got stronger this summer. His all-around game has improved. Andrew Winter is another guy who we're counting on. Wills Flynn, Darius Christmas, Sean Sampson. We've got a lot of guys who have improved and are capable of helping us. So, again, it's going to be not just one person we're counting on, but I think a handful of guys.
So you have a new coach this year, Herschel Jenkins, who actually played Division III ball at Staten Island. What has it been like working with him, and how would you say he's been out there with you?
He's a future head coach, no question about it. He's been terrific. We had a really interesting hiring process. A lot of people were interested in the position, and a lot of great candidates. He just stood out. He was just really terrific in a lot of ways, and he's backed that up. He's young enough, obviously, where he can relate to the players. He's extremely intelligent. He sees the game in a little bit of a different way than I do, which helps, but he also, at the end of the day, is united with us as a coaching staff. And he's done a great job one-on-one with guys, whether it's checking up on academics or doing skill development in and out of practice. So he's brought a lot of different elements. He's just an extremely hard worker, great personality, and like I said, a very intelligent guy. So he's brought an awful lot to our staff, which is great.
Last year, Pat, the conference seemed like it was really up for grabs. Anyone could have taken it. You guys ended up finishing 4th. This year, you're picked to finish 6th, so obviously your expectations have to be a little bit higher. So going into this season, what exactly are your expectations?
The expectation is to compete for a championship. And if it's not, then I don't know why we'd be doing this. So the expectation is we're going to compete for the Freedom Championship, regular season, and then conference tournament. And we feel like we have a team that's capable of doing that. Are we there right now? No, definitely not. We get to start off competing for a championship at Westfield State this weekend, so we're excited about that, and that'll tell us a little bit more about where we are. But that's the goal. We think we have the team that's capable of doing it. There's some really good returning teams in our conference. Delaware Valley, Misericordia, DeSales is always going to be DeSales. So we know it's not going to be easy, but at no year is it easy in our conference. It's just always a good conference, extremely well coached. But we love our returning guys. We love how much they've improved. The freshmen have been terrific. We feel like from a talent standpoint, there's no question we can compete with anybody in our conference or anybody we're going to play on our schedule. It's just a question of can we come together as a team and compete together as a team consistently. And last year I felt like we weren't as consistent as we wanted to be. This year I think we have the potential to be a little bit more consistent. It's just a matter of how quickly we can put it together.
Well, Pat, thank you for joining me here today. I'm Tim Gallagher alongside Manhattanville men's basketball coach Pat Scanlon. Until the next time, go Valiants.